Today we've decided to go for a hike in the desert mountains. These mountains were just full of mining activity about the turn of the century and slightly after, 1900 or somewhere in there, and then up into about the 1950s. We've picked this spot because it's very remote and tough to get to. So we drove up the road as far as we could go, and then it's 1 foot in front of another as we enter one of the desert canyons. There's a road up the canyon, but due to recent washing and floods, it has washed out to where it isn't very good to drive a vehicle up. We start seeing mining stuff right away, pieces of tin and other things they've used. Old car parts are everywhere. Then we see 2 cables coming off the mountain, and this is an old tramway. There's for Saturday night, huh? The first thing we spot is an old wash tub. Can you imagine a miner getting in that and taking a bath? I guess it would be a sponge bath. Although these tubs could be used for other things too. We see where the tramway cables are still up, but no buckets. We'll go up and look around where the tramway landed, and here's some boxes that they used to put their ore in down where the tramway would come down.
Here's an old car body from maybe the 20s or 30s.
Red with rust, this old car body lays here deteriorating in the canyon. And I don't know what they'd used it for, but apparently something. And then there's a box here that they put ore in, and it's got a thing where you can tilt this, and as near as we could figure out, we thought it was something to... Then there are some very heavy-duty foundations or something. Maybe these were to hold some of their equipment to run the tramway, because they're sure poured and heavy duty. Now we figure out how to work that box.
Maybe a crusher, huh?
This is all tarred up too.
Yeah.
So that's
So this was a washing,
pumping the water out or something.
and then it drops down and goes to this other one down here, which
Yeah.
has the same basic.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's got, the corners are tarred off.
7 there, so it's either
Says Albert on it. I don't know what the reason for that is.
Mr. Albert.
Yeah.
What's that above it there? I don't know.
expert. And he just took a magnet and said, "Yep, steel. And they're all counterfeit."
Painted.
Yeah.
So they had a little layer of something on it.
There'd been an old shack there. Must be a shack up here because there's tin cans everywhere right here. Maybe they had some kind of a cooking facility right here. Here's even a piece of stovepipe. Place is just totally littered with old tin cans from a way back and bits of glass and stuff, so there must have been a shack right here someplace. Oh, I think I see where it was up ahead of me up here. And this must have been their dump. It's just literally covered with it and glass shining all over the place. Even even old sardine cans, and all sorts of other cans, tobacco cans, and just any kind, a lot of bean cans. Broken piece of plate, and it looks like stovepipe. Looks like an old broken stone crock. And something here. Can't really tell what this has been yet. Some lumber, concrete.
As near as we could tell, this has been where there were some old shacks, and there were several of them here, and the concrete was their front porch. And then behind the old shacks is their cellar, a walk-in cellar right behind the shack. So that must be where the cooking went on, and that cellar was for food storage.
Here come the rest. And this has either been a dugout or a storage room. It's got the shelves in it. I don't think it's a mine. And there have been shacks all over this hill here that have all given in to nature. And the door off from a very old car laying right here. Oh, and a major dump over the hill down below me here. It's got old bed springs and everything you can think of. This must have been a very early mine.
Yeah.
And the old root cellar.
Would have been a nice house with that air conditioning in the rear.
Yeah. Yeah. But this was probably the cook shack, and then the cook could go back there and
I
get...
wonder if that's a vent.
Get
That post in the top, is that...
Probably it's a vent for the cellar.
I think I'm going to go take a look at that and see.
Yeah.
See, it's
Well, that's
a vent that goes down the back of the root cellar.
Yeah, a vent for the root cellar. What's that?
So another dig going back in there.
I'll be darned. And there's some stovepipe.
Uh-huh.
That's an iron board there. It's like an iron board.
Oh, there must have been a woman up here then.
That framework says something on that.
No
steel
miner
there.
would iron clothes. That's
There's
woman's
the seat
work.
for the tricycle they were building.
Oh, I'll be darned.
So you weren't pulling my leg too much.
Yeah.
What's it say on that ironing board? Is this gray stuff tilled?
As we come down out of the desert mountains, we realize that our vacation has to be cut short. We have to go now. And so we're heading to the Oregon desert to our trailer house to spend the night and then home the next morning.